name's Justin DeRoche. I'm 20 years old, in Rec and Leisure, my second year, and I'm from Hamilton, Ontario. I grew up and went to Hill Park Secondary School. Growing up, I had a pretty crazy childhood, wild imagination, liked to have fun. Always a sporty kind of kid, so I was always into watching the hockey games on Saturday nights. My childhood inspiration was Jerome Ginla, actually. Just the way he played hockey and the leadership he took on was a great leader for the team, and that's where I developed my passion. My last 2 years of high school, I geared a lot towards track and field. I played badminton, hockey, I played for the junior football team.
It was volleyball, however, that Justin developed a true passion for.
My coach saw the potential in me, and I used it when I was angry and stressed in school. I loved the feeling when you're able to just hit a ball and play. It was somewhere where I could find myself and just go to my own place and not worry about everything else going on.
It was that potential that led Justin to his current role as serving specialist on the Mohawk volleyball team.
Yeah, our team, we'd have 3 types of serves. We have a float serve, which is toss a ball up and you lightly hit it and you could actually make a ball dance in the air. We have one guy who does a deep float, so he stands really far back and he puts a lot of pace on the ball. And we have another guy, Scapinello, who does jump serves where he hits the ball really hard with a spin. It's just like a back row attack. I like to stick to the float serve. I like making the balls dance. Matt tells me where he wants it, and it's up to me how hard, how short, deep I want to put it.
My name is Matthew Schnarr. I'm the campus recreation coordinator at Mohawk College, as well as the head coach of the men's volleyball team. I've been coaching at Mohawk for 4 years now.
Just like any other coach, he's got a drive to win, and that's the only thing on his mind is working together and going nationals, because our team has great potential and he sees it and he works hard in practice. He spends hours on game tape and game planning and researching all these teams so we know what they're going to do next. He's able to keep us composed in games and makes the right moves, and we're responding well to him.
Coach Schnarr is not the only one pushing his players, though.
My teammates this year have just been awesome. They've got my back no matter what, and they give me all the criticism, good and bad, to make sure that I'm better, and they let me know what I'm doing right, and it feels good to be acknowledged. And these players are the smartest players I've ever seen. These guys have all the experience from their national championships and medalists in the OCAAs as well.
As a serving specialist, Justin spends most of his downtime on the bench pushing his teammates.
I'm definitely a loud guy. I like to be involved. Our court can get quiet sometimes, and we really have to step it up. There's times where we don't have many fans in the stands, so we really have to be the voices and backbone to this team.
Justin DeRoche, last year I was at tryouts and I was looking at the forums, and on one of the forums it happened to say that there was an athlete who had been scouted by the Paralympic team, so immediately that sparked my interest. Justin earned his way onto the team. Justin's a very athletic player, jumps very high, and is a very hard worker. So he earned his spot on the team. It was at the first practice when we had introduced this as our team where guys started to notice.
I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Frankly, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. How I got it was when I was in my mom's womb. My hand was pinned up against and my fingers couldn't grow out, and that's why they're all stumped right there. So, challenges, I don't really have many more. Mostly just stairs. Get that a lot. These days I've adapted and had 20 years of my life to grow and get over what I can and can't do. You only need one good hand anyways to do everything I found out.
Justin's skills blend in so well that even his own teammates didn't notice at first.
Actually, it was funny, like at the tryout, no one would really notice. I didn't make a point of making it noticed. I kind of left that in Justin's hand, and it was interesting. There was 2 Justins on the team at the time, and it's hard to identify at first, so I said, you know, what can I call you to identify you? And that's when Justin spoke up and said, you can call me Nub.
Break the ice. I always like to just throw it out there and throw them off, or I'll make jokes for people to be easy about it, because I know if they make a comment by accident, they feel bad, and that's the last thing I want to see.
The comments are something Justin notices less of as he ages.
College, they hide it a lot better. I don't notice it. I know they notice it, but the level's so high that you have to keep focused and keep playing. I guess I was underestimated, but once I started playing, people saw like I had the desire and skill that I could play just like they did.
There was a moment in time in his first year, towards the end, where we were kind of struggling to find our identity, and we were kind of going through the motions, as some coaches would say, so going through the drills with no real focus. And at one point, Justin just stopped the team in a team meeting and said, I'm sick of hearing excuses. And he used his stories like, I've been working hard for wherever I've got. You know, it's frustrating to know that you guys are out on the court just going through the motion when I give my 100% every single night. I know you're more athletically talented than I am, but I give it all. And that was a point in time where the guys kind of stopped and thought about what they were really there for. And that exact point was probably a change of focus for some of my elite players. So that was probably the one moment that really stands out for me with Justin.
My mom was my #1 fan. She was my personal assistant, handled all my sports games, scheduling, brought me to practices, games, and she was always cheering. Never ever brought me down, and she'd work extra hours just to pay for me to play hockey and volleyball. So I pretty much do everything for her.